Welcome to Daily English Podcast. Let us learn English together.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily English Podcast. I am Jay.
And I am Sarah, and we are so happy you are here with us today.
So today, oh my goodness, today we have something that every single English learner in the whole world needs. Something that nobody teaches you in school. Something that no grammar book ever explains properly.
What is it, Jay? Tell them.
How to keep a conversation going in English without that terrible, awkward silence, without your mind going completely blank, without that horrible feeling of, oh no, what do I say now?
Oh, that feeling. Everyone knows that feeling so well.
You know that moment? You are talking to someone in English, everything is going well, and then suddenly, complete silence. And you are standing there, smiling, but inside your brain is screaming, say something, anything, please.
Your mouth stops working, but your brain is panicking at full speed.
Exactly. Your brain is running a full marathon, and your mouth is on a complete holiday.
And today, we are fixing that forever. By the end of this episode, you will never run out of things to say in English again. I promise you that.
So stay with us. Every single minute of this episode is going to be useful for your real life. Let us begin.
Okay, Jay, before we teach everyone how to keep a conversation going, I want to ask you something honest. What is the most awkward conversation you have ever had in English?
Oh no, do I have to answer this?
Yes, you absolutely have to answer this.
Okay, fine. So I was at a work event, very professional, very important people around me, and I was standing next to this very senior person, and I wanted to make a good impression. So I walked up to him, smiled very confidently, and said, "So, how are you finding the weather today?"
The weather? At an indoor event?
At a completely indoor event with no windows where you cannot even see the weather. And he looked at me, very confused, and said, "I have not been outside today." And then there was silence. The longest silence of my entire life.
Jay, that is so painful and so relatable at the same time.
I still think about it at 3 a.m. sometimes.
And this is exactly what happens when we do not know how to start or continue a conversation naturally. Our brain panics and we say the first thing that comes out, even if that thing is asking about the weather inside a building with no windows.
Please learn from my mistake, everyone.
So let us start with the very first skill, and this is the most important skill of all. It is called asking follow-up questions, and this single skill will change your conversations forever.
What exactly is a follow-up question, Sarah?
A follow-up question is when someone tells you something, and instead of just saying, okay, or wow, or nice, you ask them more about it. You go deeper into what they said. For example, someone says, I went to a restaurant last night. Now, most people just say, oh, nice, and the conversation dies.
And then silence comes.
Exactly. But if you ask a follow-up question, you say, oh, really? What restaurant? Or was the food good? Or did you go alone or with friends? Now, suddenly, the conversation has life again. The other person feels interested in, and they want to keep talking.
Oh, that is so simple but so powerful.
It really is. And here's the beautiful thing. When you ask follow-up questions, you don't have to talk very much yourself. The other person talks, and you just listen and ask more questions. It feels natural, it feels easy, and the other person thinks you're an amazing conversationalist.
So basically, the secret to being interesting is being interested?
Exactly. You just said one of the most important lessons in human communication. Write that down, everyone. The secret to being interesting is being interested.
Now let's practice this together right now. Sarah, tell me something simple about your day today.
Okay, I had a really nice breakfast this morning.
Oh, really? What did you have?
I made eggs and toast.
Nice. Do you cook breakfast every morning, or was today special?
I try to, but honestly, most mornings I just eat whatever is easiest.
Same. My most common breakfast is whatever I can find in under 2 minutes.
Did you hear what Jay just did, everyone? He asked two follow-up questions. What did you have, and do you cook every morning? And then he added something personal from his own life. I just eat whatever I can find in under 2 minutes. That made it feel like a real conversation, not an interview, not a question and answer session, a real, warm, natural human conversation.
And that brings us to the second skill, adding your own experience after asking. This is what makes conversations feel balanced and natural.
When someone asks you a question and they answer, do not just ask another question immediately. Share something about yourself first, then ask the next question. For example, someone says they love coffee. You say, "Oh, me too. I cannot start my morning without at least 1 cup. Do you prefer black coffee or do you add milk?" See how natural that flows?
Let us practice this one too. Sarah, what do you like to do on weekends?
I love going for walks in the park.
Oh, that's so nice. I actually went for a walk last Sunday and it completely cleared my mind. I felt so much better after. Do you go alone or with someone?
Perfect. Jay shared his own experience first, then asked the follow-up question. That's the formula. Question, listen, share your own experience, ask another question. Question, listen, share, ask. Do this and you will never have an awkward silence again.
Now let's talk about something that every English learner is afraid of, running out of topics. You have talked about the weather, you've talked about work, you've talked about food, and now your brain is completely empty. What do you talk about next?
This is where topic bridges come in. A topic bridge is a phrase that helps you smoothly move from one topic to a completely new topic without it feeling strange or sudden. For example, you're talking about food and you want to talk about travel. You say, "Speaking of good food, have you ever tried food from a different country?" That's a topic bridge.
Speaking of good food, that is so smooth. It doesn't feel like a random change at all.
Exactly. Here are some more topic bridges everyone can use right now. That reminds me of something. By the way, oh, speaking of that, on a completely different note, actually, I wanted to ask you something. Have you ever thought about...
Let me try one. Sarah, we were talking about walking in the park. That reminds me, have you traveled to any new places recently?
Perfect. Completely smooth. The conversation moves to travel naturally. Nobody feels confused or uncomfortable.
Now, here is a very important thing we want to teach you, and this one will make your English conversations feel so much more natural and real. It's called active listening phrases. These are small words and phrases you say while someone is talking to show you're listening and you're interested.
In English, when someone is talking, we do not just stay completely silent until they finish. We say small things in between like, "Oh, really? Wow, that's interesting. I know exactly what you mean. No way. Are you serious? That must have been amazing."
Let me show everyone how this sounds in a real conversation. Sarah, tell me about something that happened to you recently.
Okay, so last week I was at a coffee shop and I was sitting there working quietly, and suddenly this little dog walked in through the open door.
No way.
And the dog just walked straight to my table and sat right next to me like we were best friends.
Are you serious? That is so cute.
And then the owner came running in, completely panicking, apologizing to everyone.
Oh, that must have been so funny to watch.
Did everyone hear what Jay did? He said, "No way. Are you serious? That is so cute." Oh, that must have been so funny. He never interrupted me, but I knew he was listening. I knew he was interested, and because of that, I wanted to keep talking. I wanted to share more. That's what active listening phrases do. They make the other person feel heard and valued.
And feeling heard and valued is what every human being wants more than almost anything else.
Now we want to teach you 5 of the most powerful phrases for keeping any conversation going in English. These are phrases you can start using today in any conversation with anyone, anywhere.
Phrase number 1. That's really interesting. Tell me more. This is the most powerful conversation phrase in English. When you say this, the other person immediately feels valued and excited to keep sharing.
Phrase number 2, I've always wondered about that. What do you think? This shows you're curious and thoughtful, and it invites the other person to share their opinion. Everyone loves sharing their opinion.
Phrase number 3, that reminds me of something similar that happened to me. This is how you naturally share your own experience without making it feel like you're changing the topic or talking about yourself too much.
Phrase number 4, what was that like for you? This is a beautiful question because it invites the other person to talk about their feelings and experience, not just facts. And when someone talks about feelings, the conversation becomes much deeper and much more meaningful.
Phrase number 5, if you could do it again, would you do anything differently? This is an amazing question that makes any conversation immediately more interesting and thoughtful. It makes the other person really think, and thinking means talking, and talking means the conversation keeps going.
Now, everyone listening right now, we want you to do something. Repeat these 5 phrases out loud right now, wherever you are.
Repeat after us. That's really interesting. Tell me more.
Say it again. That's really interesting. Tell me more.
Phrase 2, I've always wondered about that. What do you think?
Say it again. I've always wondered about that. What do you think?
Phrase 3, that reminds me of something similar that happened to me.
Say it out loud. That reminds me of something similar that happened to me.
Phrase 4, what was that like for you?
Repeat it. What was that like for you?
And phrase 5, if you could do it again, would you do anything differently?
Say it one more time. If you could do it again, would you do anything differently?
You just practiced 5 of the most powerful English conversation phrases in the world, right now, in your home, in your car, wherever you are. That's real English practice happening in your real life.
And that's what we want for you, not just to hear English, but to speak it, to feel it, to own it, to make it yours.
Now let's talk about something very real and very important. What to do when you genuinely do not understand what someone said in English. This happens to everyone, even advanced speakers. And most people just smile and nod and pretend they understood. But that makes the conversation die because you can't respond properly to something you didn't understand.
So instead of nodding and pretending, use these phrases. Sorry, could you say that again, please? I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat that? I want to make sure I understood correctly. Did you say, and then repeat what you think you heard?
These phrases are not embarrassing. They are not a sign of weakness. They are actually a sign of genuine interest. You are saying, what you said matters to me. I want to understand it properly.
And any good person will always be happy to repeat themselves for someone who genuinely wants to understand.
And here is one more very important skill. Giving genuine compliments during conversations. This is something that keeps conversations warm and positive, and people always want to continue talking with someone who makes them feel good.
For example, you have such an interesting perspective on this. I never thought about it that way. Or, that is such a good point. Or, I really like how you explained that. These small, genuine compliments make the other person feel appreciated, and when someone feels appreciated, they never want the conversation to end.
Basically, we all just want someone to tell us we said something smart.
We really do, every single one of us. And there's nothing wrong with that. Appreciation is one of the most powerful human needs.
Sarah, before we finish today, I want to do one final complete conversation practice to show everyone how all these skills work together at the same time in one real natural conversation.
Let us do it. I'm ready.
So, Sarah, have you watched anything interesting recently?
Actually, yes. I started watching this documentary about the ocean last night. It was absolutely fascinating.
Oh, really? I love documentaries. What was it about specifically?
It was about deep sea creatures, the ones that live at the very bottom of the ocean, where there is no light at all, and they are so strange and beautiful at the same time.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I've always been fascinated by the deep ocean. It feels like another world completely. What was the most surprising thing you learned?
There's this creature called an anglerfish, and it has this little light on its head that it uses to attract other fish. And when I saw it, I could not believe something like that actually exists in our real world.
No way, that is so cool. That reminds me of when I watched a documentary about space and felt exactly that same feeling of disbelief, like the universe is just so much bigger and stranger than anything we can imagine. If you could explore either the deep ocean or outer space, which would you choose?
Ooh, that's such a hard question. Probably the deep ocean, because it feels closer somehow, more mysterious, more unknown. What about you?
Space. Definitely space. I've wanted to be an astronaut since I was 8 years old. That dream is very much still alive.
Did everyone hear how natural that was? Jay used follow-up questions. He shared his own experience with the space documentary. He used an active listening phrase. No way! He used a topic bridge. That reminds me, he used a great opinion question, which would you choose? And he ended by sharing something personal about his childhood dream. That's a real natural English conversation, using every single skill we taught today.
And you can do exactly that starting today with every person you meet.
Before we say goodbye today, we want to say something to every single person listening right now. Something important, something true.
Sincerely, you are learning English, and that takes courage, real, genuine courage. Every time you open your mouth in a language that is not your first language, you are being brave. Even when your heart is beating fast, even when you make mistakes, even when you forget the word you wanted to say, you are still being incredibly brave.
And we want you to know something. Every conversation you have in English, even the awkward ones, even the ones where you forget everything, even the ones that end in uncomfortable silence, every single one of those conversations is making you better. Every single one is teaching you something. Every single one is moving you one step closer to the fluency and confidence you deserve.
So don't wait until your English is perfect to start having conversations. Your English will never feel perfect to you, even when it's excellent. The only way to get better at conversations is to have them, more of them, starting today, starting right now.
Talk to your friends in English. Talk to strangers in English. Talk to yourself in English while you're walking or cooking or getting ready in the morning. Every word you speak out loud in English is a word that makes your brain stronger and your confidence higher.
And come back here every week, because every week we're going to give you more real English, more real conversations, more skills that you can use in your real life immediately.
If today's episode helped you even a little bit, if you learned one new phrase, if you felt even slightly more confident about English conversations after listening to us today, please do one thing for us right now.
Genuinely subscribe to our channel. Not because we're asking, but because when you subscribe, you are saying yes to yourself. You're saying, yes, I want to keep learning. Yes, I want to keep growing. Yes, I want to keep improving my English every single week. And you deserve that yes. You absolutely deserve it.
Leave us a comment below and tell us which of the 5 phrases from today are you going to use first. Tell us in the comments, in English. Practice right there in the comment section. We read every single comment. We reply to every single comment because you matter to us, genuinely.
And share this episode with one friend who is also learning English, because learning together is always more fun than learning alone. And your friend deserves to feel as confident in English as you're going to feel after today.
Thank you so much for being here today, for choosing to spend your time with us, for trusting us with your English learning journey. That trust means everything to us, more than we can ever express.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Sarah.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep being brave, because the world needs to hear your voice, in English and in every language of your beautiful heart.
Goodbye, everyone. Until next time, we believe in you, every single one of you, more than you will ever know.